Nerf this!
Hey guys, welcome back to Clash with Corey. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on that notification bell. Also, if you get a chance, check out the details below my videos. I got good resources for you in there. I have links to my Discord server. I have links to WHF's recruiting Discord server. Also have links to WHF's live streamers. So look in the details of my videos when you get a chance. Let's get into this video. This is going to be a good one. This is all about queen walks, queen charges, where to start them, when to use them, how many healers to use, all that sort of stuff we're going to be going over in depth in this video. So I did kind of just start a replay in the background. That way you'd have something to look at while I was talking, but I'm going to speed through it because we're going to cut over. First of all, we're going to take a look at how many healers to use. And we got some information in here that I didn't know for my whole Clash career. So I'm betting most people don't know this. But when you stack numbers of healers on a queen, 2, 3, 4, 5, the third, fourth, and fifth ones don't do as much healing as the first two. Only the first two healers do 100% of their healing capacity. After that, there's a little bit of a penalty, and we're going to look over at that right now. Here we go. Found this on Supercell community forums. This one was posted in 2017. It was the same one as one that I found that was posted a year ago, so I hope these still hold true. I'm pretty sure they do. But first and second healers still do 100% of their healing capacity, but every healer after that, you get penalized. The third and fourth healer after that only do 90% of their normal healing amount, and the fifth healer only does 70% of the healing amount. After that, it goes down from there. But you really shouldn't be using any more healers than that anyways. 2 to 5 healers is standard in pretty much all these attacks, all right? So, that's why when... Alright, if you ever noticed, if you've ever done a 2-healer walk, it can stand up to 1-point defense just fine. And we're going to get into our first actual replay. Actual example of this right now. But if you've ever noticed, if you've done a 2-healer queen walk, she can stay full health through 1-point defense just fine. No problem. Now, if you do a 4-healer queen walk, and she has 2-point defenses on her, like 1 archer tower, 1 cannon, going at the same time, her health is going to steadily decline. And that's why, because that 3rd and 4th healer are only doing 90% of the healing capacity the healer should be able to do, as opposed to the first 2, which are doing 100. So we're going to start out with a really easy example. Dan, who plays the Todd the Duke account, is going to do a 4-healer queen walk. And this is a really simple example because it's really easy. Which way is she going to go? Here, let's pause. All right, this is really easy to tell which way she's going to go. Just kind of start her off the left side because he's using miners. Well, the miners are going to clear this stuff in here that the queen would be able to reach and might make her wrap around. So even if you started around the corner and then started your miners, she's probably going to go to the left because you're taking out these buildings that would have otherwise possibly drawn her around that corner. So really simple when starting a queen with a miner attack or really any other attack where you're getting in there and taking out those other buildings quickly. So the buildings that are left are around the corner. Really easy there. Now I'm going to stop again because now we're going to cover why is this a good base to do a queen walk around the outside of. Why didn't you just do mass miners? All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the things that are dangerous to healers, and that's going to be air defenses, single target infernos, and also black bombs, all right? Black bombs, just to note, are usually by air defenses. So, if he was really concerned about his queen staying up around a really long time, he could have brought 1 loon and, you know, right before he cleared that air defense, sent a loon in there ahead of time to clear the black bomb that's by it to save his healers from getting hit, okay? So, one thing to notice, if you're doing a queen charge, good idea to use a single loon near areas where air defenses are or used to be to clear those black bombs. Now, she could reach that. There was an air defense there, but she could reach it. It was right on the edge. If there had been an air defense in here where this expo is, she can't reach it. But guess what? It would be able to reach her healers once she went by it. So that would have been kind of a bad area to do a queen walk unless you're getting your miners in there or troops in there in time to get those taken out. So if you time it right, even those air defenses are an issue, because if you get your troops in there to take it out before it can take out your healers, that's okay. And that's what you're going to see right here, because this one around the corner that used to be right here right there. Now, she couldn't reach that until she would have gone around the corner. By then, her healers would have already been targeted. So even if your queen can wrap around a corner and then reach an air defense, that doesn't mean that her healers aren't going to take some heat before. Look at her. See, she's not going in there. She's going around all the way around there first. So it still would have taken out quite a few of her healers. But luckily, the miners got in there in time and took it out. And the single target was way in here. So obviously, it wasn't reaching outside that base. Wasn't going to reach the queen. Obviously, if the single locks onto your queen, you can pop your ability and, you know, get a little bit of extra time that way. But other than that, it does too much damage. So healers on your queen are maybe going to stall it a little bit. But a single target Inferno will definitely still wreck your queen. Okay, so just some things to look for when deciding if you should add a queen walk to your attack. In this case, just happened to be a mass miner attack. And that's the simple stuff. Now we're going to get into the more complicated aspects of queen walks, which is going to be the queen charge. When you're charging her straight into the base using some wall breaks, where do you start your queen to get her to walk the right way? It gets quite a bit more complicated on queen charge attacks because you're not just taking out those other buildings with miners. You're going to have to do a little bit more complex funneling. So we're going to start with the attack on 19 here. Gold and I did a queen charge hog attack on this one. Now, let's take a look. He's going to be starting his queen right over here. Now, how he wants his queen to walk this way, I believe, I remember. And if she walks around this way, he's in trouble because she's going to be in range of that single, and she's not going to be able to reach that single. I mean, he could try and break her in and pop ability and still get value and try and save the attack, but the way he's got it planned, he really wants her to walk this way. So let's see where he starts his queen to get her to walk down, or wait, down, there we go. I'm trying to make it match up with what's on the screen there. Let's see where he starts this. All right. We're going to pause right here. All right. Now look at this. He starts his queen, obviously, right there. You can see where he started his queen. Now, why didn't he start her up here a little bit more? All right, up here, I mean, he could have used a baby drag. Well, can't really use a baby dragon there. It's not going to get a whole heck of a lot done because of that air defense. It'll probably get this down, but it won't get the cannon down. So if you start your queen more up towards this corner right here, you know, she very well might end up walking this way. But there's also a good chance that she walks back this direction after this gold storage, after this cannon. And I guarantee you, once she goes around the corner to get those buildings, she's not coming back. So he starts his queen down here, and luckily we got this little 2-space gap between this and the cannon there. Those are really nice for determining which direction your queen's going to walk. But if he starts right here and gets rid of these 3 buildings, he's got a really good shot of having his queen continue to walk down. Look, we got a bunch of trash over here to draw her down this direction. We got a bunch of this stuff to draw her this direction as well. So very nice place that he started his queen. Also want to note, he used 5 healers on this attack. A good time to use 5 healers on an attack. First of all, if you're charging into the base, you don't have to use 5 healers, all right? If you're good, if you know where the black bombs are, and you plan on maybe using a Coco Loon or 2 to get rid of the black bombs, you can do just fine on 4 healer queen charges. That 5th healer, even though it only does 70% of the effectiveness that you know what I mean, that healers are supposed to do, than the first 2 healers do. It's really nice in case you don't know where the black bombs are. You might lose one to a black bomb. Obviously, it's still going to do more healing than 4, so if you think it's going to be a really heavy charge and you're just more comfortable with 5, you can certainly go that route. But just know, it's not as effective as those first 4 healers are, and the 3rd and 4th are not as effective as the first 2. Oh, that got crazy. I'm sorry. But if you're charging into a base and you're not sure where the black bombs are and you think there's a chance you're going to lose a healer in that charge, either to an air defense that you don't get to soon enough or to a black bomb, that's a really good time to bring 5 healers. That way, if you lose one, you still have a nice queen charge with those 4 healers. Once you get down to 3 healers, you know, you can still use your rages and ability to get through some objectives, but it gets tough. It gets tough with only 3 healers. That is for sure. All right, so we went over why he started his queen where he did and why he brought 5 healers on this charge. And it looks like he didn't even lose a healer yet, so his queen is still over there going strong. Another nice thing that 5th healer will do is it will allow her to stay up through 2-point defenses on her. So an archer tower and a cannon hitting her at the same time, it will keep her health pretty well constant through that. Now that's assuming that you have, you know what I mean, a high level queen. I guess it doesn't really matter for healing, but also we're talking about defenses that are on your town hall level. So if we're looking at these as a town hall 10, I'm talking about using a max or near max queen against max level town hall 10 defenses. All right, and as far as town hall 11, town hall 12, town hall 9, the levels are different, but the principles are the same. Okay, so very nice spot that he started his queen there. Oh, and also, you know, when to use a queen charge nowadays. You know what I mean? We have siege machines. What do you need? What do you need queen charges for in queen walks? Most of the time, you don't. We don't see them as often as we used to for that reason. But in these higher level war bases, they're being designed to not give you siege machine value. You know what I mean? So that's when queen walks, queen charges become really handy. When the base builder has taken away, you know, all the siege machine value that you need just through the design of the base, then a lot of times a queen charge on the backside can become very effective. Okay, so that's a really good time to use a queen charge, is when, you know, siege machine value is just not there. So now we're going to see Sir Bacon here cleaning up. Emiliano did this as a fresh hit, got a 97%, super close. God, he's excellent queen charges. And we got Sir Bacon's going to come here and clean it up. You see that Coco Loon right there? He knew there was a black bomb right there. And this is only a 4 healer queen charge. You don't want to lose one. So he goes and uses that, brings that Coco Loon and uses it right there before the attack to go ahead and get rid of that so he doesn't lose healers for it. Now we're going to stop right here. We're going to take a look at why is he starting his queen right here. I'm just going to tell you right now, he wants to break in right in here because, look, this is a multi-target Inferno, not going to stop your queen charge. As long as you hit it straight on and it doesn't, you know, if you go next to one, it's going to roast your healers. But if you can hit it straight on, obviously it doesn't do that much damage to a single target, so you can queen charge straight into it. Also, we got queen in here. This is a funky base. He had the CC way on the other side, so that's why he did a draw and kill with the poison and a baby dragon before even starting his queen charge. But we're going to look at why did he start his queen right here, and you're going to notice, see this 2 space gaps right there, and right there. Like I said, those are very, very handy when trying to pick a place to start your queen. So remember, if there would have been just a 1 space gap, if this was over here just like one more space, you know, then it gets a little more difficult. Sometimes your queen is going to, you know, take out this building and this building and this building and then decide that she wants to go back for this building. And once she crosses that corner, going after this one and this one, she's not going to be going back over here where you wanted her. She's going to stay walking this way. So when there's 2 spaces between buildings, like right here and here and here, that's a really good indication that you can figure out a way, do a little minimal funneling. Look at this, he's using 1 wizard to set the funnel over here, and then his queen is going to go ahead and walk the way that he wants her because of those 2 spaces between these outer buildings right here and this one over there. Very, very nice. That's just enough space where she's not going to be closer to it. She's not going to want to go around that wall to go after that. So look for those gaps. 2 spaces between buildings on the outside is going to be generally a really good place to start your queen, provided that you set her on the right spot. You know, I mean, he could have started her straight out on the corner and it could have gone either way, but he offset her this way just a little bit, not too much. That gets tricky too. You think if you start her further around the corner that she's definitely going to walk that direction. And a lot of times that's not the case. A lot of times she clears all those buildings on that side and then decides to backtrack around the other side. So you want to start her a little bit around the edge, but not too much. Look at what buildings. What is she closest to? What is she going to target first? What is she going to target next? What is she going to target third? So is that going to have her shuffling this way a little bit? What is that going to have her targeting next? Because if she has to backtrack to the, you know, to the opposite direction a little bit, then she might backtrack even more and walk the wrong way. But if you look for those spaces with 2 gaps in between, you're going to do a lot better with them. So very nice. While I was talking about that, we missed the wall breaks. Wall breaks are tricky too. Gosh, maybe we'll get into that on a whole different video because that's a whole nother cup of tea. But basically, I don't know, man. Let me stop it. Let me go over it. So if I wanted to wall break, say right here, Okay, this area is covered kind of by a wizard tower, but it's not covered that closely. See how it's just that corner there? You could probably get wall breakers in there, and it would target them, but they would go off before they got it broke. But if I wanted to target, like, say, right in here with a wall breaker, you see that wizard tower is overlapping it by a lot. It's going to take those wall breakers out too soon. So if you want a wall break, you know, right here, we'll use this as an example. First of all, this building has to still be there. As soon as your queen clears this building, wall breakers are not going to target this wall anymore. So you have to get down your test wall breaker pretty soon while it's still up, and then you have to get your main group of wall breakers down before this building gets taken out if you want a wall break right here. Also, because this wizard tower, this is even more tricky. You're going to need to tank this wizard tower if you want a wall break right here or right here, because that wizard tower range covers it by quite a few tiles. But if you wanted a wall break on this corner, that wizard tower barely covers it. So by the time the wall breaker gets in there, the wizard tower starts to fire, but the wall breaker's already going to go off. So I hope that makes sense. But if you want a wall break in here, you have to, first of all, you have to have this building still up, and you have to have this wizard tower tanked by something. Now that could be your queen. If you're coming from this direction, it could be your king, or sometimes you can even throw your own hog or giant in there somewhere where that will get targeted to get that wall break. But that's just kind of the basics of wall breaking there. The building, it's going to target the nearest building behind a wall. It's not going to target the nearest wall. So if you drop it right next to a wall piece that has no buildings in it, it's going to keep walking until it finds the nearest building that is behind a wall, and it's going to try to break that open. All right. Very nice Lalo on the back end of this attack. But once again, this is not a Lalo video. This is a queen walk, queen charge video. All right. If I missed anything, go ahead and ask me. You know what? Don't ask me in the comments. They get too long, and it doesn't show me all of them. There's no place that I can go like all my recent comments across all my videos, at least not that I've found yet. If you want to ask questions, I'd be happy to help, happy to answer. Join the Discord server. You know what I mean? You know, that's a good way to find me on Discord. I answer direct messages on Discord, and you know, ask it in the attack planning server, ask it in the Discord server. We got lots of league players in there that are willing to help other people with attack planning, advice, and all that sort of stuff. But I hope this gave you guys the basics on queen walk, queen charge, when to use, how many healers to use, and just maybe a tiny little bit about wall breaking, but that's kind of a whole different thing. And you know, I hope you guys liked the video, and I'll see you in the next one.
Nerf this!